What up, y'all? Welcome to the nation, Monster Nation, that is. We back with another episode. I'm back with another episode of Sigma. It's an acronym. The songs I got mad about. Songs I got mad about. I ain't do an episode in a while. It's been so long, it feel like this should be season 2, but we ain't that fancy yet. So this episode 11, as opposed to episode 1 of season 2. But anyway, today we got a song from two of my favorites. It hates me to admit this, but hey, we keeping it 100 on the platform right here. This song belongs to my brothers METHODMAN and Redman. How High, the original version. Not the Up to the Sky. That's not the original version. The original version is hard. Pause. You understand what I'm saying? And I can remember it like I had. Let me make it clear. I had such mixed feelings about this song. I'll get into it in a second. Why? Right? Because I always loved the song, but it did make me mad. It did. It all started right when me and Ruck, Sean Price, for those who don't know, we used to have a crib we used to refer to as the concentration camp. We lived in a crib in 315 in Tilden Projects in Brownsville, right? His sister had a crib that she wasn't really using, so him and his shorty and me and my moms was beefing around the same time, so we just took the crib, right? So me and the bro is in a 1-bedroom in Tilden Projects, and we called it the concentration camp or the C camp. Now, all of the homies would come over niggas would, this was it was like the inmates took over the building. There was no parents, there was no wifeys there. It was just the Wild Boys. You understand what I'm saying? It was just me and P there, right? So the homies, it was the ultimate breeding ground for hip hop, creativity and all of that. And one day, Louisville, as a matter of fact, not one day, it was on my birthday. Now, I'm not sure what year it was, cause my memory is set up the way it is. But on my birthday this year, Louisville comes to the crib with a tape, cassette tape. A lot of y'all don't even know what those is. You understand what I'm saying? Well, some of y'all, I know the people watching, if y'all watching this, y'all probably do, but some, y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? He comes through with a cassette tape, and if I'm not mistaken, it was only one song on this cassette. Niggas used to do that like that. You hear a lot of stories like that back in the days when hip hop was so pure, so rich, and so rare, and like there was still new things happening in hip hop, dope new things happening. It was like a nigga, your man would come to your crib from uptown, cross town, out of town, just to drop you off the tape. Listen to this, and they'll leave. I don't know if Louisville left me with the tape. Yeah, he might have came into the crib. I let him in the crib, and we smoked. He was like, "Don't listen to this after I leave." He's like, "You can't." Yo, that was yo, Louisville, if you watched it, hit me up and refresh my memory. Let me know which details, if I'm fumbling any of the details. But Louisville, I believe he came in the crib, pause, and we smoked. He was like, "Yo, don't listen to this. You can't listen to this till after I leave." It was my birthday. We smoked my birthday split. He leaves. I plays the song. It's the first version of Method Man and Redman, How High. The one with the tough beat, right? And I go bananas, right? I'm hearing this shit. Excuse me, y'all gotta hear the original one. It's the one on the album. It's like, all right, I'm getting ahead of myself right now. Pause. It's like Y'all know the version. If y'all don't know, check. I think it's called the blackout version or whatever. But find, if you don't know, it's not the up to this guy. Not that version, right? This version is super duper hardcore, right? Eric Sermon funk beat, right? Matt set it off, excuse me, as I kiss the sky. Sing a song for 6 pence, a pocket full of who the fuck wanna for the culture? Head body like a cold now hip, blacker than yo. I know that song by heart. I listened to it 1-2 times. I'm sure I can get every word of the song. That's besides the point, right? Redman can put the planets and the star. Like Method Man was at his melodic peak in the first verse of that song. You understand what I'm saying? Like his melodic peak, his melody game was, excuse me, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Then Method and then Red come, all the planets and the stars and the moons collapse. Well, I raise my trigger finger, all y'all niggas hit the deck, cause ain't no need for that. Hustlers and all, roll to the floor, roll like. I'm like, yo, he going. The Reservoir Dogs bar, you know, Reservoir Dogs was that flick back in the days in our generation, right? A 2-hour generation. So all of these, you know, they get to back and they, you understand what I'm saying? Chorus come on, they come back on. To my man, read the record on the record on the red bone. We don't need to. I'm like, yo, these niggas is wilding on this, right? And Redman, you know, he got the last verse, but what I learned later was they cut the verse off short, right? That verse ended right when it got to mathematical type scripture, mathematical type scriptures, right? They cut it off because the song, I guess, you know, it was longer than 4 minutes. They went crazy. Back then, 4 minutes was around, 4.5 minutes was around the cutoff point for all your heat. You know what I'm saying? Unless it was a posse cut or something like that, right? So I didn't even hear the way Redman went crazy after that. I dig up in your planets like Digger. Boo, scared you, blew you to smithereens. I fucked the Marines. I got much. All of that was extra, and that was unnecessary. That would have upset me more. So let me get to the point of what made me so upset about the song. It was the simple fact that, all right, you think of the Avengers, right? Here's an example. What's that scene in the Avengers? Like, what do you have? We have an army and something like, we have a Hulk, right? They only had one Hulk. Having Ruck and Rock was the equivalent of having 2 Hulks. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I felt. Like, I always, you know, we all different, but we all the same in certain ways. I mean, all of us, as you know, we all have certain similarities. We all learned off each other, whatever. But we all, back in the days, it meant something to stand out, to be different. Like before Ruck was my partner was a female. It was my cousin, Lady Champagne. Emphasis on the pain. She was a beast, right? But it was dope to us because it was different. Nobody had ever did that, a male and female. You know what I'm saying? Partnership, right? But here we was in Helter Skelter, right? And in my opinion, I felt like there was no duo as lyrically barbaric as me and P. Not at that time. You understand what I'm saying? It was like, you know, Redman was Redman in Death Squad. Because the Hit Squad kind of had already broke up. Like if K Solo and Redman would have been together, that might have been it. But you know, K Solo had already kind of, you know what I'm saying, tapered off. You know, he went, you know, was out of the light and all of that. Not really making music no more. Hit Squad broke into Death Squad and Hit Squad, so it was Redman, right? And Wu-Tang, in my opinion, it was Meth. You know what I'm saying? Like if Meth and Dirty would have been a group at the very beginning, I would have felt like that was the equivalent of a Ruck and Rock, right? In the beginning, you understand what I'm saying? But, you know, all of them was on that, you know, they did their Wu-Tang album, all of them went on their solo missions, right? I felt like there was no duo comparable to Ruck and Rock. Respect to all of the duos that came before us that we loved, that we respected. Run DMC, EPMD, you know what I'm saying? Whoever came before us on the Houdini, whatever the case may be. Me and Ruck felt like we were more barbaric at you know what I'm saying, that, you know, at our young whippersnapperish, you know what I'm saying, bravado. It's like it wasn't two of those. You might get one of those, like, you know what I'm saying, you might, but not two of them in the duo. And that's what me and Ruck was. It was like, it wasn't fair, right? Until Redman and Method Man joined forces, I felt like that formula we had was jeopardized. You understand what I'm saying? Jeopardized, duplicated, not necessarily duplicated, but you understand what I'm saying. It's that formula. It was like, it was 2 home run hitters. It's like, you understand what I'm saying? It was that pain, right? That Twin Towers effect. Like, they both, it's like having, you know, Duncan and what was the other, the what's your face when they was down there on the Spurs, 2 of them, Robinson, right? Robinson. You understand what I'm saying? They cheating. You can't have 2 niggas like that. That was me and Ruck. You know what I mean? Now, you got an Eminem and Royce, but that came later. You understand what I'm saying? You got certain combinations that kind of but you know, at that point in my career, it wasn't another version of that. And here these niggas come, being all dope and shit. I was tight. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I loved it. Pause, protesters, get your ass out of here. Rest of y'all, welcome to the nation. You made it to the end of this video. Let me get 4 microphones, like Source Magazine. All right, rock on, rock on.